So before I start this video guys, be sure to go over to my channel and click subscribe. We're aiming to get to 100 subscribers by the end of August, and we're almost halfway there. With that being said, enjoy the video. Assassin's Creed Mirage is releasing very soon, on October 12th, 2023. Many fans believe that this will be the game that fixes all of modern Assassin's Creed's problems, but I don't think that this is the case. I think that with the slate of Assassin's Creed games that are due to come out over the next few years, and Ubisoft's business model, Assassin's Creed Mirage will solve the series' problems about as well as Filch sweeping the rubble after the Battle of Hogwarts. With all that being said, do remember to subscribe guys, and let's hop straight into looking at exactly why Assassin's Creed Mirage is too little, too late. The problems with Assassin's Creed are numerous, but some are more subjective than others, and that's why I want to specify before I start this section that I actually enjoy the new games, and I don't think it's a problem at all if anyone else enjoys them, so please don't be offended if I say something you don't agree with. It's only my opinion, and it's okay that yours is different. That being said, let's get into what I think the general issues that modern Assassin's Creed games have. Okay, so number one, the length of Assassin's Creed games. So I have no issue with games being long. I put lots of hours into games that I enjoy, same as most people. I just think that the length of modern Assassin's Creed games is absolutely absurd. Assassin's Creed Valhalla takes, if you're fairly focused on objectives, at least 70 plus hours. Now, I love long games, but 70 hours just to finish the story is insanity. I think that most story-based games like this one should be a nice tight 30 to 40 hours at maximum, with plenty of post-game and epilogue content to focus on after completion. The older games used to be a lot shorter than that, but I think a nice middle ground would suit Assassin's Creed beautifully. The reason for the game being longer is, in my opinion, far more cynical than just wanting to offer more game for your money. I think that the games are this long to force playtime, draw out the ending of the story, and worst of all, to sell XP boosters. See, Ubisoft's executives don't see games in terms of how consistently fun they are. They see them as how long we can get the player to play it, and how much money can we get them to spend on it before we get bored. Never mind the 70 quid asking price. It actually leads us into the next problem with modern Assassin's Creed, and those are the RPG elements. Now, I know that all games are technically repetitive, but all games aren't this long, and that's where Assassin's Creed finds its issue. See, playing a game for 30 hours means that you can get past small issues like the combat being a little spammy, or the RPG elements being a little light. But at 70 hours, all of those issues are thrown directly into the spotlight. After 70 hours, of course you're going to notice half-baked gameplay systems. I loved the loot in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I thought it was genuinely a joy collecting gear sets and finding which weapons I preferred. It's a shame that Valhalla came along and gutted the entire system then, because in the entire 70 hours of Valhalla, there's less loot than in the first 10 to 20 hours of Odyssey. It's evident that the team at Ubisoft had tried to implement lighter RPG systems, but completely undercooked what they wanted to add. It's a disappointment, and a reminder of why RPG systems in games can actually be more of a curse than a blessing. The last problem with Assassin's Creed is actually brought on by this RPG system, and that's the sacrifice of the classical stealth gameplay that made us all fall in love with the series. It's in the name, Assassin's Creed, and yet in Valhalla and Odyssey, if the enemy is of a certain level, it's not even possible to take them out in one strike. Surely, as a highly trained assassin with skills that have been honed in order to take out any enemy in one strike, it would be possible to perform assassinations. Well, no, it seems. You see, a system that allows the player to take out enemies in one strike is completely at odds with a classic assassination system. If the game is designed with sections walled off due to a forced power creep, then it can't allow players to be able to stealth and assassinate their way through that level gap, and then get to sections of the map that are too powerful, too early. The only solution to this problem is to completely restrict assassination to lower level enemies, but this shatters the illusion of being a lethal assassin. It's why so many people complain that Assassin's Creed just isn't Assassin's Creed anymore. Now, those are the main few issues that Assassin's Creed has, so let's see how Mirage is seeking to solve them and how Ubisoft is looking to the future. So, Ubisoft is finally returning to the formula that made us Assassin's Creed fans. Assassin's Creed Mirage has been advertised as a back-to-basics stealth assassination game, just like the older games were. We haven't seen a game of this sort since Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and that was all the way back in 2015. That game fell flat sales-wise, so it's clear to see why Ubisoft rebooted Assassin's Creed with Origins. Saying that, I think that Ubisoft changed too much in their classic series, and essentially stamped the IP on a series of RPGs. Since then, Ubisoft, and by extension Assassin's Creed, have had a serious identity crisis. Check out my older video on Assassin's Creed's identity crisis if you want to learn more. It's no secret that Ubisoft has been struggling to produce heavy hitters recently, and it's clear that it's been a factor as to why it's now that they've decided to make a new, back-to-basics Assassin's Creed game. What is also clear, however, is that Ubisoft doesn't consider this game to have equal value to their other modern Assassin's Creed games. Ubisoft is selling this game for 50 quid, as opposed to the standard 70. That means that they don't believe that this game holds equal value to players, and I think that shows a lot as to how Ubisoft views this older style of games. Assassin's Creed Mirage will take an average of 15 to 20 hours to complete, and be a classic stealth-based game focused on tactical assassinations and equipment rather than loot. It's presumably going to be a far smaller and more condensed location, and have a very different approach to combat. The fact that Ubisoft doesn't see this as anything like as valuable compared to its other titles proves that the only metrics that Ubisoft sees as important are game length and the possibility of monetization within that game, and not game replayability. It clearly views Mirage as nothing more than a side project while they develop their next Assassin's Creed RPG, which is codenamed Red, and that is a big problem for those hoping that Ubisoft will return to this more condensed gameplay format. The only hope that codenamed Red has, that could redeem it in the eyes of classic Assassin's Creed fans, is that it's based in Japan, and there's history there that's based far more on the more stealth-based approach to combat. Can I just take a quick second to say that I cannot wait for this game. I've wanted an Assassin's Creed game set in Japan for the longest time, and the wait for one is finally over. Well, almost over. We have no idea when it's releasing. We're hoping 2025-ish, but we'll see. But back to Mirage, I don't think that we can expect much more than occasional games in this style in the future. Assassin's Creed Valhalla simply just made too much money and sold too well because it appealed to a broader audience, and I think that will be the only thing that Ubisoft executives see as Mirage releases this October. For now, let's enjoy what we've got, and see if Mirage can be the answer to all of our problems when it releases on October the 12th, 2023. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out my longer video focusing on the problems with modern Assassin's Creed. What do you guys think of the older games? Are you excited for Mirage? What about codenamed Red or Jade? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you all in the next one.
Come on. Stop him!